Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news, updates, debates and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, smash a like on the video if you want to help me out a little bit. It's Tuesday evening. There's a lot of football on tonight, actually. Obviously, you've got City, you've got Inter Milan against Atletico, which I think is a really good Champions League draw. And of course, our game is tomorrow. Big ups to everyone in the chat already. Yomi, Ashu, Philip, George Christodoulou, Emilio, Ross Lorman, Devin, Thomas Willis, Nathan Price. It is good to see you all. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in on TikTok as well. I hope you're all doing well. Someone's just sent a bracelet on TikTok, so thank you very much for that. I am greatly appreciative for the bracelet. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Let me know. Max, Ethan, Mevin, Shamaki, Fizzy, Connor, Black Gunner, Gooner. Look at you all. God, it's good. It's good to have so many people coming back every day, you know. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Royce needs to learn how to win a trophy. Honestly, Royce, the thing is, I've always really liked Royce. As a player, I used to love him on FIFA. But the 9 in 9 challenge is making me feel, you know, a strong sort of dislike towards him. Good news about Partey. We'll get into that. We'll get into all of the news regarding players and fitness and injuries, because some of it today was actually a little bit we had good news and then it wasn't as good as we thought it was. So yeah, the 9 in 9 is horrible. Son is bad too. Yeah, there are some bad ones. Score predictions for the games tonight: Man City beat Brentford 4-1 and Inter Milan beat Atletico Madrid 1-0. That's my predictions for tonight. And then PSV against Borussia Dortmund. 2-2. 2-2 in that game. Mbappe finally to Madrid. Yeah, it was always going to happen. It was always going to happen. Would you go back in for Evan Ferguson in the summer? Nah. Brighton massively overpriced him. Inter 2-2. No, I don't think there will be many goals. Inter have only conceded 12 goals in the league this season. And Atletico, I think Atletico will go into it feeling like they're the underdogs, and they'll set up defensively. Wait, the game is today? No, the Arsenal game's not today. This is the preview for the Arsenal game today. But yeah, so let's get into the news. We'll wrap that up. So Fabio Vieira and Thomas Partey were both pictured in training today, which was obviously positive. No Tomiyasu in training, no Zinchenko in training, no Gabriel Jesus in training. This is becoming a problem. You know, I had hoped that they'd kind of been held back for Burnley because we had, you know, big Champions League game coming up. Still not in training. And the three of them, I do think, you know, we have to start looking at long term. Are they reliable enough? How has Tomiyasu gone and played the entirety of the Asia Cup, playing virtually every minute of the Asia Cup, and then is immediately unavailable when he gets home? That was irresponsible from everyone, you know, involved. Zinchenko, calf injury, again, keeping him out for longer than it was meant to, again. And Gabriel Jesus now with his knee. Simply hasn't been the same since that injury that he picked up at the World Cup. And these are players that now, and listen, I hate to say this because I love all three of them, but they're players that now aren't guaranteed first team, you know, first 11 starting players anyway. None of the three of them are guaranteed a spot in our best 11. You could very easily argue right now that our best 11 doesn't contain any of those three. And they're not reliable as, you know, squad players because they're often not fit. And so I do think, unfortunately, we might not be that far away from moving them along. Now, Tomiyasu is due to get a new contract. Glazer, good to see you. So you know, Tomiyasu is due to get a new contract. Is that sensible? I don't know. To be fair, all the players were mentioned to be back by the end of February, start of March. So I do feel a lot of people are overreacting. Well, maybe it's on Arteta then, because the way Arteta's been talking, you know, the last couple of weeks, he kept basically saying that almost everyone was back. And in reality, only actually Fabio Vieira was back, because as much as Thomas Partey was pictured in training today, he hasn't travelled with the squad. So only Fabio Vieira of the injured players is back and has travelled. And obviously Smith Rowe will have done as well. So it's concerning. It is concerning. Ethan Nwaneri has travelled and is expected to be part of the squad. So he's recovered from his little injury. Will Bowden with the £2 super chat. Thank you very much, Will. Do you think Boniface would be a good signing? I do. I like him, but I think he would be in that bracket down from what I think we need. I've said it a few times. I think there's Osserman, and really, I'm almost at the point where I just think it's Osserman up at the very top. I'd maybe actually slide Isaac in there, honestly. And then there's the next rung down is where you've got your Tonys, your Gyökeres, Jimenez, Boniface. More, could have a higher ceiling, but has not proven themselves as much yet and hasn't shown themselves to be at that absolute top level yet. So it wouldn't be a bad signing, but I don't think that would be the sort of signing that would immediately take us to where we want to be, if that makes sense. Arteta was scheming from the start. Yeah, feels like it. To be fair, we don't know exactly how far away Jesus, Zinni, and Tommy are away. We don't know how far they are away, and maybe they will be back by the end of February, but the one I'm finding most annoying is Tomiyasu, because he went and played the whole of Asia Cup with no problems, which is frustrating. I've got Brentford to win 3-0 tonight at 135-1 worth a fiver. I mean, isn't it at the Etihad? It's at the Etihad, no? It's brave. I mean, it's a brave bet. I'll give you that. Is the team news out yet? No, not yet. Yeah, it's at the is it at the Etihad? Yeah, it's at the Etihad. Oh no, the team news will be out. What's the team news? Let's have a look at the team news for Man City versus. It's so annoying. You know when you search on Twitter for Manchester City and they're so irrelevant that they don't even come up when you search in Manchester. Ridiculous. Right, the Man City team news. Ederson in goal. Walker. Stones is back. That's big for them, to be fair. Diaz, Akanji, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Alvarez, Bob, and Haaland. Interesting. So De Bruyne's on the bench. Ake's on the bench. Doku's on the bench. So they'll either play then, I guess. It'll either be Rodri, Bernardo, and Foden with Alvarez. No, I guess Alvarez is going to be in the midfield again and Foden off the right. I mean, look, I think Brentford can get at that team. I do think Brentford can get at that team. I won't lie. I think Walker's been struggling recently. Stones being back is big for them. But the midfield, for me, which is where I think they've been struggling a little bit, that midfield looks light. It does look light. Look, I don't think Brentford will get anything from it. I do think Man City will win quite comfortably, but Foden in midfield, Bob out on the left. Yeah, but it might be Alvarez in midfield and Foden out on the right. That's what they've done a little bit recently. What if City wins the UCL? Prem gets 5th place UCL. It depends how everyone else does. As it stands, Premier League. 5th place in the Premier League does not get Champions League football as it stands. As it stands, though, it's going to Italy and Germany. I don't think Germany are going to hold on to that, especially if Bayern Munich drop out of the Champions League. Italy is an interesting one. Again, if Lazio get past Bayern, that would be interesting. I think Spain are in 4th currently, so you need to be one of the top 2 in the coefficient. Currently, it's Italy, Germany, England, Spain, France. Spain will jump up quite a bit, I think. England have a lot of teams still. I know we lost Newcastle and Man United, but we do still have 3 teams in Europa League and Villa in the... Realistically, Villa should win the Conference League, and, Liverpool should at least make the final of the Europa League. So there's still a good chance that 5th becomes a spot for the UCL. It would be funny if it didn't, though, as long as we weren't in 5th, which I don't think we will be. But yeah, so Thomas Partey didn't fly. Fabio Vieira flew. Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Jesus, not even back in training yet. On Porto's side, Mehdi Taremi, suffered a thigh injury. He missed training today, and he remains a huge doubt for the visit of Arsenal tomorrow. So it doesn't seem like Porto will have Mehdi Taremi, which is beneficial for us, 100%. Another bit of news today. I thought this was interesting, right? Because we've been talking a little bit about Sambi Lokonga and if he's got a future at Arsenal. And Jurgen, because obviously Liverpool play Luton, right? I assume that's why this game about Liverpool playing Luton. Is that tomorrow? Yeah, Liverpool play Luton tomorrow. And in his press conference today, Jurgen Klopp said he was surprised that Arsenal had loaned out Albert Sambi Lokonga. He said, Sambi Lokonga, when you see him playing, you think, oh, he's an Arsenal player. And they loaned him? Interesting. So a good bit of praise there. And do you know what? Even if that praise for Sambi Lokonga means absolutely nothing, probably adds a couple of million onto his transfer value. Is Taremi good? Taremi is quite good. I think his stats this season aren't great. I think he's got like 3 goals in 13 games, I want to say, in the Premier League, in the Liga NOS. He's got 3 goals and 1 assist in 16 games, 13 starts in Liga NOS so far this season, which, admittedly isn't great. But I do think he's quite a big part still of how they play. I think it's more of a, they're losing their central striker, who is a big part of the system and the way they play. So it's definitely beneficial. It's definitely beneficial if he doesn't play. What would your lineup be for tomorrow? The same lineup that we've played the last couple of games. I think I've decided there's no point being sheepish. There's no point being sheepish against Porto. I don't think they're good enough. I think it's an option to bring in Jorginho. But I think go for it. Go with the team that we've played the last 2 games. We've scored 11 goals and conceded none. Why deviate away from that? So my lineup would be Trossard through the middle, Havertz in midfield, Kivior still at left back, which he's going to have to be because Tommy Aspin and Zinchenko are both still out. Happy days. Happy days. Honest thoughts on the level of quality in the Champions League today? It's good. Do you know what? I think today's a bit of a litmus test. I think today, people look at the Champions League fixtures today and they think, they grumble at it. Inter Milan, just watch Inter Milan against Atletico. It will be a very good game. 2 very high-level teams. It might end 0-0, but it will be a good 0-0 from a tactical point of view. Diego Costa will get awoken by the Tross, Saka, Gabby, Kai, and Odin. I hope so. I mean, I'd love us to just go and win comfortably. They've got 40-year-old Pepe at centre-back. Yeah, exactly. The fact that, Pepe is still their best centre-back, he's still a decent defender, but at 40 years old. You know what I mean? Rory, do you watch pretty much every game that's on TV, like Everton Palace, for example? Yeah, pretty much. I never used to be honest, until I started making content. That would have been a game that I'd have been doing other stuff and it would have been on in the background, whereas now I kind of want to watch it. But Inter are dark horses for the UCL. I've put a bet on. I've actually put the only bet I've got on for anyone winning anything is I've got 2 on, right? I've got a bet on Inter Milan to win the Champions League, which was at 16-1, which I think is decent value, and I've got a bet on Leicester City to win the FA Cup, which I think that was 66-1. So yeah, they are the 2 dark horses that I've got. Shout out to everyone that is on TikTok. If you want to join in the conversation on the YouTube channel, jump over through the link in my bio. I apologize. I just don't really look up this way for TikTok. What shirt is that? This shirt is Selected FC. This was a charity game last year. So it's my own shirt. It's got Rory Talks. Rory Talks on the back of it. It is my own personal shirt, which was fun. What game are you watching tonight? If I can, I'll probably watch both. I'll watch. I say if I can. I'll watch both. I'll probably have Man City game on the TV, and then Inter against Atletico on my laptop. Leicester to win the FA Cup, not quite 5,000-1 for the league. No, not quite. But I think it's decent value. I think 66-1, an outside chance, is decent value. Still a bit early, but who do you think will be top 4 next season? Top 4 next season? City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. Man City game isn't on TV? What? Is it actually not? I mean, what world are we living in? What world are we living in? If that's not on TV, why would it not be on Sky? It's actually insane. I'll find a way of in that case, I'll watch the Inter game on TV and I'll find a stream of the Man City game. It's a joke. Pushing 100 viewers. Honestly, massive appreciation for everyone that's watching on YouTube. The numbers we're hitting are back to kind of where we were before I took that big break, so I do massively appreciate it. Originally a 3 p.m. game, same as us tomorrow. I know they were originally 3 p.m. games, but now they're not 3 p.m. games. So just fucking put it on TV. It's actually insane. It's so annoying. SS9, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's not on TV in England, but it is in most other. It'll be on TV in every other country. It'll be on TV in every other country. You know, we are now getting into a proper title race. You got 3 teams in it. 2 of them are playing this week when no one else is playing, and neither of them are on TV. It's insanity. And then but if you dare to use a dodgy stick or find a way of streaming it, you're breaking the law. Fucking swivel on it. Absolutely swivel on it. It's unbelievable. I'm in America and I can watch. You can be in America, you could be in Sweden, you could be in Canada, you could be in flipping Uzbekistan. You'll be able to watch this game. Only in the UK can you not watch the game. Mental. Can only season ticket holders get away points? Pretty much. It's incredibly difficult to get away points because to get away tickets, you need away points, but to get the away points, you need to get an away ticket, which you can't get because you haven't got any away points. It's a silly system. I mean, I say it's a silly system. There's not many other ways they can do it, to be fair. What do you think the Man City score will be? I think it'll be a draw or a tight game. I think Man City are going to win 4-1. 4-1. They do seem to concede a lot of chances at the moment, but 4-1. Rory, watch along for the Champions League games today? Not today, but later on at 10 o'clock, I'm on the Latte Firm channel, the Latte Firm with FK, which will be good for about an hour, the old late night latte. So that should be good. Big up, Raws. To drop my like, smash that. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, if you could smash a like on the YouTube stream whilst you're here, it would be greatly appreciated. Will Liverpool cope with the recent injuries? Well, so Alisson apparently is out till the middle of March. Jota's out for a couple of months, so pretty much until the end of the season. Jones is out. Darwin Nunez might be out of the final. So, they've got injury issues. And I think the players that come in, I was talking about this earlier, the players that come in for Liverpool individually are good enough still to win pretty much every game. Whether it's Gravenberch, Harvey Elliott, Gakpo, Connor Bradley, they're good enough. But are they consistent enough? And that's the question. Because for me, the likes of Trent, the likes of obviously Salah and Van Dijk, they are consistent. And it's whether those players that don't play that often that come in, it's whether they can be consistently good enough. And if 3 or 4 of them have an off game in the same game, that's where you might see Liverpool drop points. Hey, Rory, how do you allegedly watch non-televised games? I normally just try. To be honest, I'm pretty bad at it. Most people have got dodgy Fire Sticks. I don't. So I normally just try and find a stream for it. But hopefully, to be honest, I'm working with some people that hopefully are going to set me up so that I can watch it properly to do streams. Aaron has gifted 1 Rory Talks Football membership. Aaron, thank you so much. If you're the lucky person that just got, gifted a membership, there you go. Thanks to Aaron. You are now a member of the Rory Talks Football community. And it went to Thomas Willis. There you go. It went to Thomas Willis. Thomas Willis, you are a member for the next month. Congratulations. Thank you, Aaron. I think Gravenberch is yet to come out of his shell. Yeah, he's not been brilliant, to be fair. Gravenberch is, for 40 million, he's not been at the level you'd want him to be. Wouldn't a VPN work? So the thing with a VPN is that you can VPN to a different country, but normally then when you have to set up an account on the platform, right? So let's say you VPN to America and then you stream it on Peacock, which I think is their streaming service. When you set up an account on Peacock, it makes you set up, like you have to like register with it, like an address and stuff, and then it becomes an absolute ball ache again. I've tried that before. There might be some way of doing it. I don't know. I just use a VPN and watch through a Ukrainian channel. Yes, Setanta Sports via Ukraine, I've heard, is the route to go. I have heard Setanta Sports via Ukraine. It's mad how you can watch every Premier League game in other countries, but not in England where it's played. It's not even just the fact that you can watch them in every other country. It's the fact that it's cheaper. It's every game is available. So what you get more for your money anyway, because you get more games. Like we pay for Sky and you get maximum 3 Sky games per weekend. And it's cheaper because we have to pay for TNT Sport, Amazon Prime, and Sky. And we get half of the games. Like, it's absolutely bonkers. Peacock is free. You're watching it for free then. I mean, it's mental. I watch on ExpressVPN on sites in USA. Yeah, that's the sort of stuff I should do. Just say you live in downtown Chicago. I don't know what downtown Chicago is like. I don't know what downtown Chicago is. Would I fit in downtown Chicago? Would I fit in downtown Chicago? I've got a feeling the answer to that is no. It's free on USA Network stateside. And the reason it's free in the USA is because we're paying for it. That's why. They make so much money off us. No, the answer, dodgy. No, I reckon I'd be all right in Chicago. I'm a man of the people. Do you think Tomiyasu probably wasn't fit going to Japan? He wasn't fit going to Japan. That's the issue, actually, is that before the Asia Cup, he was carrying a knock, or whether that was his calf was not quite right. But despite that, he went to the Asia Cup and played every game. And then he's come back and he can't play. That's problematic. Bring a bulletproof vest if you're in Chicago. Fair enough. I don't own one of those, unfortunately. But have I been to America before? Yeah, I've been to New York. I went to New York. A good place. Good food. Did all the touristy things. In Sweden, we pay £50 a month for all of the games. I mean, £50 a month's a bit steep. Is that £50? Is that £50 or 50 Swedish money? Do you think we can sign Osimhen? With Osimhen, for me, I honestly think he ends up at PSG. Which, unless he's got genuine ambition and unless he's willing to turn down more money to actually have a career that people respect, I think he'll end up at PSG. I don't know what... do they use euros in Sweden? Is it euros? In Norway, we pay 80 euros to watch the Premier League. It's expensive. Yeah, that is quite expensive. Whereas Avin pays £3 a year. I mean, that's sensational. 50 English money equals around 550 Swedish kronor. Nice. It's £30 a year. A month. Swedish krona. Do you know why the ticket exchange for the Newcastle game is only open for Platinum members? It opens, I think the way they're doing it now is it opens earlier for... Do you know why the ticket... Oh, no, for the Newcastle game. Is that because... It's probably because you didn't enter the ballot. So if you didn't enter the ballot, you don't have access to the ticket exchange for that game. It changed after the Liverpool game, unfortunately. I pay €15 a month in Spain for English and Spanish football. Yeah, that's decent. We're getting Xerxes in the summer. Xerxes another one that's in that bracket. There's so many. There's a really good pool of... If you're not in need of that absolute top-level game-changing striker next, there's a really good pool of strikers that are below it, just below it. And Xerxes one of them. I really like him as well. I've seen quite a few of his goals this season. He's very good. Rory, mate, were tickets easier to get when we were bad? Way easier. Way easier. I remember, literally, me and my girlfriend, before we moved to London, like 4 years ago, we could come to London and just go on the ticket exchange before a game and get two tickets next to each other. Like, before the season where we finished 5th, before that season, in fact, even like basically before Christmas of that season, it was easy. Like, now, you would never even dream of getting 2 tickets next to each other on the ticket exchange. Never even dream of it. Whereas back then, you could open it up and it wasn't even, you could select your seats. It was, way easier. Rory, realistically, how far do you think we can get in the Champions League? We get as far as Man City or Real Madrid, in my opinion. So whether that be the next round or it be the final, we get as far as a draw against Man City or Real Madrid. Ideally, that wouldn't be until the final. I think if we draw Man City or Real Madrid, we lose over 2 legs at the moment. Bro, I could get away tickets when we were bad. Yeah, exactly. I wish I had that. Do you know what? I wish I had just bought away tickets when we were bad just to get the points. Although I don't know if they reset every year. Maybe they do. Who do you think will win tonight, PSV or Dortmund? I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a score draw between PSV and Dortmund. This is the first time I won't be watching Arsenal versus Porto with my dad. He passed a couple of years ago. I'm sorry about that, Ben. I'm sorry about that. That's tough. Do you think we missed out on Højlund? Would have been great up top for us, but no way worth the 80 million United spent. Look, I'm a big fan of Højlund. I can't lie. I've made quite a few videos about him, and even when he wasn't getting the goals in the Premier League, I remember I made a video about Højlund being better than Nicholas Jackson when Jackson was on 7 Premier League goals and Højlund was on none. And I was still insisting. I was like, Højlund is a better player. Trust me. I got accused of being racist. Did get accused of being racist, but I was right. I was absolutely right. And I like him. I think he offers a lot. Even that first game, his very first appearance for Man United was at the Emirates. And I was there and he came on and I was like, he's a bit of a bully. He is a bit of a bully. He knows how to put himself about the pitch. He's fast. He's strong. And I've seen a few finishes from him where I'm like, he can finish. He really can finish well. There was that one in the Champions League where he raced through, so confident. So, look, for 80 million, I do think that was a bit much. I don't think we'll see, for the likes of Xerxes and Boniface and Jimenez and Gyökeres, I don't think we'll see 70, 80 million for any of them this summer. I think the market's changed now. Little shoulder flick the other night was class. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought that was really good. Is Partey back? Partey is back in training, but he has not travelled to Porto. So he may be in the squad on Saturday against Newcastle, but he's not travelled to Portugal. Who do you think Arsenal have a chance to actually sign in the summer? Look, we might still go for Tony. I think Isaac, we should at least test Newcastle with a bid for Isaac. And then for me, I really like Gyökeres. I think he's one of the next ones. I saw a thing today. That apparently we might be going for Ollie Watkins, but I just don't see Villa selling Ollie Watkins. Like, he's just signed a massive new contract with them. I don't really see him leaving Villa unless you pay a crazy amount. Didn't Sporting want 100 million for Gyökeres? Yeah, but they're not going to get it. A lot of those teams often set a stupid price out and then they get hammered down. Rory, you give me accountant vibes. I don't know why. I'm not an accountant. I've got a degree in economics, which I guess is kind of that kind of vibe. Gyökeres had a release clause, so 100 million. I don't think it'll be 100 million. What about Dovbyk? He's a baller. That's the Girona guy. Again, it's just another one. That's one of the reasons why I don't think any of those players are going to be that expensive, because there's so many of them. If you go to Sporting and you say, "Oh, we want Gyökeres," and they go 100 million, we'll go, "All right, we'll go elsewhere," and every club will do that. Like, there's a big enough pool of decent, high potential strikers. Grimaldo and Xerxes is what I personally want. What time do you do your lives usually? 6:30, 6:30 UK time until about 7:15. Is what we normally do. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it correct has the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks football community. They'll be an absolute legend. And get your fingers on the keyboards. If you're watching on TikTok, you want to get involved, go over through the link in my bio on TikTok to the YouTube chat, because that is the one that I look at the most. Honestly, sometimes I gaze over to the TikTok chat and I have no idea what's going on. Ollie Brown's talking about famous words of a man who cheated on his dead wife. Who's that? Arsenal will lose in the semi. Got to get there first. Anyway, clue number 1. This player has won both Ligue 1 and Serie A. Clue number 2. They played for 2 different Premier League sides. Clue number 3. They played 253 games for Arsenal, scoring 105 goals in the process. Clue number 4. They won the World Cup in 2018. And clue number 5. They won the 2017 Puskás Award for a goal against Crystal Palace. I'll be honest, I might have gone too easy with clue number 1 because people got that well early. It was indeed Olivier Giroud. Jay got it correct in the YouTube chat first. Congratulations to Jay, who, to be fair, was flinging out answers. Jay he'd already guessed Arshavin and Reyes before he got it correct with Giroud. Joe Edits was second. Claude was third. Rudy was not fourth. Who was fourth? Saka number 7 was fourth. And Sammy Smith was 5th. Ross Lawman just missing out in 6th. Congratulations. I think that was too easy. I think the opening clue was too easy. If you're saying you were first on TikTok, the TikTok chat goes too quickly. So it's about who's first on YouTube, unfortunately. But congratulations. If you were first on TikTok, congratulations. Well done to you. We might have gone too easy too early then. Maybe if I'd ordered that differently, that would have been better. No, young star. He played for 2 Premier League clubs, Arsenal and Chelsea. Claude says, I'm a flex that. Flex it. Rory needs City to drop points tonight. It would be nice if City drop points tonight, but it's not. I'm not expecting it. But you know what? City have a habit, right, of first half just not being very good. They'll either concede first or it'll be 0-0 at half time, and they'll suck us all in to thinking that they're going to drop points, and then they won't. Always happens. Never do that Chelsea chant again. It's just the worst chant known to man, isn't it? It's just awful. Anyway, time for Guess the Non-Gooner. The game where I give you the full career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal, and you have to guess who that player is. So get your fingers on your keyboards for Guess the Non-Gooner. Tyler says, Rory, Miami Gooner here. You should come visit. Oh, I'd love to go to Miami. I would listen. I would be delighted to go to Miami. You are very lucky. City will lose tonight. Why is Pep starting Bob? I think Oscar Bob's very, very, very good. I think he's good. Anyway, Guess the Non-Gooner. They started their career at Genk. They came through the academy at Genk. KRC Genk. Started their career at Genk, moved to Chelsea. They moved to Chelsea. They went on loan to Atletico Madrid. So they went Genk, Chelsea, on loan to Atletico Madrid, and then to Real Madrid. So Genk, Chelsea, loan move to Atletico Madrid, and then a permanent move to Real Madrid. Finn is the first person on TikTok that I've seen get it. So congratulations to Finn. And the first person on YouTube to get it correct was... Just want to make sure I definitely get the right person. Lots of people were guessing KDB. Origi, Trossard. But the first person to get it correct was SS9. It was Thibaut Courtois. SS9 got it first. Congratulations to SS9. Second was Rudy Armstrong. Third was Sammy Smith. Fourth was Gunu. And fifth was Arsenal for life. So there you go. Congratulations, SS9. Congratulations, Jay, who got the Guess Laguna correct. Well done to you. Ulrich thinks he was first. Look, we're VAR checking it. Ulrich, we're VAR checking it for you. But if you weren't first, then... No, Ulrich, you were nowhere near first. Ulrich, you said, what do you think of Noosa? I think Noosa's decent. You then guessed Reggie Nainggolan. And then by the time you said Courtois on my screen, you were seventh. You were seventh on my screen, Ulrich, unfortunately. There can be a delay from when you press it to when I see it. So just bear that in mind. Unfortunately, Ulrich, not today. Opinions on Rob Holding? Has Rob Holding kicked the ball yet this season? Rob Holding moved to Crystal Palace. I think he's injured, right? Which is crazy because I don't think he was actually that. It wasn't often that injured for us. Oh, Rob Holding, you know. He started one game. He's played one game. He started one game in the Carabao Cup. Or is that just showing me the Carabao Cup? No, yeah, he played one game in the Carabao Cup. And he got a 5.6 rating for it. Ulrich wants a blue card. Simbin for Ulrich. Holding's a championship baller, I'm sorry. Yeah, Holding is, he's not that guy. Yeah, Carter Sampson has given Ulrich the blue card. Fair play. Is Timber back? Not yet. Timber's not back yet. He's close. He is close to, but then the thing is, you've got to bear in mind, like, his return is going to be slow. It is going to be slow. So Timber is the one that I wouldn't be getting your hopes up about. I wouldn't be getting too excited about him. Did you see our sell-on percentage for Marquinhos? Yeah. So the Marquinhos deal, we've got some more details on that Marquinhos deal. So he's on loan. There's an option to buy. And within that option to buy, we would have a sell-on clause of 50%. So if they trigger the option to buy him, and then they sell him after that, we'd have 50% on that. Which at that point, considering we only spent however many, basically pennies on him, we're almost guaranteed to make that money back, which is decent. Boys, we need Jesus for UCL Trossard. For Prem, rotate both, I reckon. Yeah, well, Jesus isn't going to be there tomorrow night, that's for sure. Jesus is not back in training yet, which means that knee thing was more than just a little blip. Who do you think would be a good manager for Crystal Palace since Royce stepped down? They've already got that guy, haven't they? Oliver, what was his name? What's his name? Oliver, what's his name? Flasner or something? Glasner, Oliver Glasner. He was at Eintracht Frankfurt. I think they pretty much already agreed that he's going to be their manager. How did they accept a 50% sell-on clause? That's pure robbery. It probably just means, I would imagine they've got a decent loan agreement, and I'd imagine whatever they buy him for is going to be basically nothing. So for them, it would be, 50, giving us 50% would still be pure profit for them. Palace announced it yesterday. Oh, there you go. He's already there. Yeah, I thought so. Jesus is better in the UCL than he is in the Premier League because he wants to win the UCL. Yeah, I don't disagree. But listen. Don't discount that Trossard could step up in the Champions League. We've not really seen Trossard given a chance in the Champions League to step up. So tomorrow could be huge for him. If we do go with that same 11 and Trossard starts, it could be massive for him. Absolutely. Score prediction for tomorrow. Ooh. Score prediction for tomorrow. 2-0 to Arsenal. 2-0 to the Arsenal. Declan, thank you very much. I massively appreciate that. It means a lot. Rory, thoughts on Frankie being a better signing than a striker? No, I still think striker's the most important. But I would love it if we got Frankie as well. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. At 9:45, I'm going to be on the Latte Firm channel. It's basically another preview for the Porto game. Bit of a Q&A. If you don't already follow or watch it, it's a really nice, chilled out channel with FK, late night latte, good vibes. So I'll be there at 9:45. Well, no, 10 o'clock I think it starts. I'll share. I'm sure there will be a tweet that I'll share ahead of it. But other than that, I hope you have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the football that is on. I promise you, if you think that Atletico against Inter is going to be a bad game, you're wrong. Watch it. Watch Atletico against Inter. But if you don't, then enjoy whatever you do. And I'll be back for a live watch along of the Arsenal Porto game tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners. Good evening, good night, goodbye.